Where do I start with turning tumblers with resin? Well, I'll tell you how I started. One of these, it's a tumbler turner with one of those that goes on it, and so far I've done 2 tumblers, and I'm about to have a go at a wine glass because everybody was asking me to do a wine glass. And look what I've treated myself to. This is the full starter kit from Create and Bloom. It includes that wonderful quantum resin and everything you need to make your tumblers, except for the tumbler itself and the turning thing, because we'll all have different preferences as to what of these we get. This was a really cheap one, but it does the job. But this is awesome. Shall we open it together? There's obviously an awful lot of thought goes into the packaging for these. So there's what it is. That's what it's called. It's available on the Create and Bloom website now. Look at the beautiful box. Oh, little note from Lou, Create and Bloom lady. Some little words of inspiration and information on them. Honestly, look how she packages things. She's such an artist. Even the inside of the boxes. Can I show you the inside of the box? Look, isn't that lovely? Gosh, that's a lot of stuff. Right, we have got, these must be resin pigments and sparkles. I think I recognise a couple of those colours because of course I have got quite a lot of Create and Bloom colours already. So you've got a nice selection to get you started. There we are. And then, let's see what's in these little bags. I'm going to keep these little bags, by the way. They always come in useful for stuff. So what have we got there? Elixir paste. What? Ooh, is that like one of the flourish pastes? I'm going to have to investigate that. And then what we've got here? Brave, which is... oh, look at that. Are we focusing? Look at that. Is that a beautiful glitter or what? Let's get all of these ones in the little pots out of the way first. There's a lot of stuff in this kit, I tell you. This is amazing. What we got there? We have got Secret Gold. Oh, is that an interference one or something? It's got the most amazing gold shimmer to it. And what's this? Mirage. Like a white sparkle. Don't know which of these colours I'm going to be using yet. And of course I have got an awful lot of Bloom colours already. So we'll see. Oh, hang on, Bloom Drops. I love Bloom Drops. Rose Whisper. I don't think I've got that one. Nice. They're not an alcohol ink, folks. They're a tiny bit of alcohol and a tiny bit of oil stuff in there. And then lots of colour. So they don't stink. You don't get the fumes off them like you do alcohol inks. But it does mean you can't mix them in with your resin if you're going to be doing casting. They are for this sort of thing. They're for dropping onto the surface. Forest Haze. Not sure I'd got that one either. Gorgeous colours. I was going to say, I have got quite a few in it, but these look like all ones I haven't, which is handy. What's this one? Lemon Drift. Nice. So we've got some gorgeous colours. We have got little stirring pots. We've got a bit of standing paper. I see we've got some gloves. I've already got mine on, but we've got some little mixy pots. We'll use those. A little bit of sanding paper. That's to key your last coating, I think. Stirry sticks. Yep. And, oh, look, baby bottles of quantum resin. And it's the regular 1-to-1, which takes a few hours to cure. It's still pretty quick, though. I'll check out in a moment for you exactly how long. But I have got the one that cures in 1 to 2 hours as well. But I think for anybody just starting out, and this is intended as a beginner's kit, I would follow Lou's advice that she gave me, and that is get the regular speed cure one. The fast cure one doesn't give you anything as much work time. It's awesome if you really know what you're doing, you're a bit of a pro, and you're producing lots of tumblers. It would be awesome. And I might use it for the final top coat, I don't know yet. But this, I would say, the normal cure time one is spot on. So instructions on this, I've got my glasses on now. The instructions are mix well for at least 3 minutes. Work time, you've got up to 40 minutes with this one, which is plenty. Cure time, 6 to 7 hours before it's touch dry. No odour. And I tell you what, it says it's high viscosity. You'll laugh when you see it if you haven't already. It's really thick, which is perfect for this sort of make, of course. It's also BPA free and VOC free. That doesn't mean you don't need your goggles and your mask and everything, because it does depend as well whether what you're going to be adding to it. Now, the colours I'll be using today will be safe ones, but all the same, you just never know what different chemicals you've got flying around in the air in your craft room, and the stuff that you're putting in it may vary. I know what I'm using here is all okay, but all the same, I shall be wearing my mask just in case. Like that sticker, I'll save that for when I do a big tall glass, because it's obviously a bit special. This will be one of Lou's own designs. It's not an AI thing. So I'll save that, and obviously it's going to be too big for this wine glass. So there you go. Heck of a lot of stuff in a box. Wonderful. Let's get tidied up and we'll get stuck in. So the first thing to do is to put our glass onto our tumbler debris, this thing. Now I know this will go about halfway up because I've just tried it, so I want to protect the end of this because I don't want to get my sponge ruined. So a little bag that came with Lou's kit is going to be a little hat for my sponge. You could just tape it, of course, put some masking tape around it, but I just saw this little bag and I thought, yeah, that's about the right size. Perfect. So that'll stop resin from getting all over me sponge. I don't want to wreck me sponge. You can get replacement ones easy enough, but I don't want to keep replacing them every time I make a thing, do I? And there we go, look. Nice and easy. And then we pull the bag up so that we haven't got anything going down over the glass. Job's a good one. Sorted. Right. Put that in there. Make sure the glass is on nice and safe, and I'll move it over so you can see the glass. So, colours. Let's have a think about colours. That's the first thing. I've got all these yummy colours that have been sent to me. I do want to try that. See, I was going to try using some of my nail art stuff. Again, I think a lot of you have seen this in some of my videos, but I don't know now. Because there's all this lovely shimmery stuff that it comes in this kit. So let's decide. I think I'm going to want to use those two. There's more in here. There'll be pigments. These will be the opaque pigments. We've got marine blue, that's nice. Metallic. Got here polar light. Oh, that's a lovely pale pink sparkly one. Some of these look familiar, isn't that? Let's get them all out. Oh, puffball, I know I haven't got. Paradise. I thought we'd got all of the colours. Clearly I haven't. Lacewing, I've definitely got a big jar of that. Peach, that's a new one on me. Oh, crikey. What the hell am I going to use? There's so many. And then, of course, there's these bloom drops. Right, I need to decide on my theme, first of all, don't I? I'm thinking blue and gold. Now, the first thing we're going to need to do, anyway, is get a layer of resin on. And also, obviously, we've got to mix up our colours. So let's use the little pots that came with it. Because you have got 40-minute work time, but you don't want to hang around. So getting everything prepared is a good idea. I'm liking the different size pots. I should be wiping these out and reusing them, of course. Because we can use these for when we're going to be doing a big area, like your base coat and your top coat. And then these for the individual colours. And I've got some spare other pots as well. I think because this is a clear glass, I want it to be clear because I want this thing to be translucent in the right light. The resin, nice and easy. It's a 1-to-1. I have had a lot of questions about this resin since I started showcasing it. I only put Game Changer in my thumbnails and titles if it actually is, and this is. And I can honestly say that because it is the first of its kind in the UK. It is fully food safe certified, so it's perfect for tumblers because, of course, you're going to want it around the top of your glass in some cases. I'm not going to quite go up to the top this time. I've been testing it for various other things as well. So if you have a look at my channel, you'll see that I've discovered you can do geodes with it. You can coat other resin pieces with it too. I'm going to mix quite a bit because I'm going to want all my colours out of this pot as well. So that's probably too much. I think you'd be able to make quite a lot out of this kit. What was I going to say? I was saying something then. Oh, my random brain. Yeah, so watch the rest of my channel because I have been doing a lot of experimenting and I've found a load of things that this wasn't actually intended for. It does actually work for. But definitely not putting in moulds of any depth. I am going to be trying soon making coasters with it. And the main reason for doing that is because it's so thick, I think you would be able to do lots of things where you want the colour to stay put. I'm already finding that you can with some things, by the way. And also, if you want it to be food safe, such as freeform bowls and things like that. But I do know that you can't put it into a mould because any sort of proper 3D mould, that is. You might get away with 2 or 3 millimetres deep for a coaster. But if you put it into something like any other 3D mould, or a mould that is actually like a pre-made bowl mould, it's going to be way too thick to do that, and it will probably flash cure, I would guess. You're talking, this is a thin coating resin, remember. It's intended for doing these tumblers. So when you step beyond that, it could be an expensive mistake. So I'm doing some experimenting for you so you don't have to. How's that? Also, I do talk to the people who design this stuff, the ladies at Just For You Online, and Lou at Create and Bloom as well, who's very, very well upon the technicalities of resin. So if I've got any questions on any of it, I do float them by the team. Anybody who gets this stuff, by the way, there actually is a Facebook group for it. which is a mine of information and people also learning to use it. And also Lou from Create and Bloom and Nicola and Laura from Just For You Online do lurk in that group. So if you've got any questions, they do actually get answered by the actual experts. And I must admit, I pop in there quite a bit as well, so you're welcome to ask me questions in there. Although the final word on everything is going to be them, of course, because they are the developers. Anyway, I'm going to get this stirred up. You can see how thick it is. Look at that, proper thick. Look, it's not... takes ages to self-level. Well, ages. In resin terms, it does self-level perfectly, but it just takes a few seconds, whereas normal resin wouldn't. And it fills with bubbles, which is why I don't care that I stir it too fast. Normally I have to apologise for that, but with this stuff, because it just will fill with bubbles no matter how carefully you stir it, do not go putting it through a debubbling machine. 1, it might not do it a lot of good, and 2, there is no point. You'll see why in a minute. So don't be alarmed by the amount of bubbles. There we go. I've stirred for 3 minutes. It does say to stir for a decent amount of time. Obviously you can't stir for too long because you'll run out of time. Now I'm going to do my usual trick to try and avoid getting resin all over this little base, as I clearly have done in the past. And that's put a paper plate under it. And I'm going to put a blob of the resin that I've mixed up in each of these little pots. I think I want three main colours. That's another thing. We normally say don't use wooden sticks for stirring your resin because it introduces bubbles. Because it doesn't matter with this, we've got wooden sticks. Oh, here we go. It's one of my own little... I think these are disposable shot glasses, but they're about the right size. So there we've got our 3 pots for 3 colours. First thing to do is get the clear onto here. And I'm going to want to go part way up. So we're going to turn... It's wobbling. I haven't put it on very straight, have I? Don't think it matters too much, but I'm going to put mine, I have mine turning away from me initially, just because I find that works for me for some reason. Oops, let's go down over the base as well, but you can put it either way, going off the edge of my plate. Honestly, I'm what you might call a messy-ish crafter. I'm not too bad. Well, my craft room is untidy rather than messy, I think is the word. I haven't got this on very straight, have I? Should have tested it first. I just cannot find a way of me not being messy for doing these. Right, and this is where we get our hands involved. I'm going to go part way up the glass. You can go right up to the rim. Like I said, this stuff is proper safety certified for food, and it's a proper UK certification. So nowadays I stick with this resin. All of your main proprietary brands should be good, but obviously for doing this sort of thing, this is specifically designed for it, and as I said, proper UK food safety certified. So I will be doing bowls with it soon, because people have said, what's the point in making a bowl if you can't use it as a fruit bowl? In all honesty, a lot of the quality brands of resin probably are food safe. It's just such a rigmarole and such an expense to get them certified as such. Is it worth it? It does make you wonder. For this, they really had to, because it was going to be recommended for tumblers, of course. Right, we're going to leave that spinning for a minute. What you do once you've got it going and you've got your colours in there, you can reverse the spin. Right, now I'm going to ditch this glove for now. Get another one because we're going to do the less messy bit now. We're going to let that self-level. As you can probably see, it's self-levelled already. And I'm going to mix up a couple of colours, and then of course we've got our bloom drops. Now, I'm going to want to see what this elixir one does. Is it a liquid? It looks like it might be a liquid. Create and Bloom are coming out with new colours all the time, people. Keep an eye on their website. Lou gets her inspiration for the colours directly from nature. She will see a plant, a flower, or foliage, or the sky, and think, oh, I like that. And next thing, you've got a colour based on it. You've got it named after it. Now, I don't know what you're supposed to do with this one. It looks like a pigment paste. Let's see. Of course, I haven't got too long to hang around with this. Are you a pigment paste? Elixir paste. You can probably use it as various things. Let's see. Apply threads of sparkle to pretty much anything. Stir well before use. I'm with you. I've got it, Lou. I understand. That's a finishing touches thing. So we'll save that one. It's all mixed up nicely. We've got a glitter. We've got... what's this one say it is? Interference mica powder. And I think... I'm going to be going for... Blimey, Lou, who put your lids on? There we are. I'm going to be... stronger than me. I'm going to be going in with, I think, blues and golds. And I'm going to go for quite a bit in here. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, pretty. So we've got a slightly colour flippy, iridescent-y gold. That's gorgeous. Now I've put quite a lot of colour in there, so it will be quite strong. I bet you could do this with just a very thin mist of it. And I think I'm going to want the bloom drops in darker blues. So, oh, that's nice. Hang on, I'll get it back in shot. I do apologise. It's because I'm sitting down. I don't usually sit down to craft. You can usually see what you're seeing. Look at that. That's called Paradise. Let's try this one just because I haven't seen it before. It's an opaque one and it's called Marine Blue. I don't think I've got this one. I do love these little sample pots. They're fantastic, aren't they? Because it's a pigment paste, you don't need much. So these little pots. She does do like little sample packs as well that you can buy from the website if you just wanted to try the colours. Oh, look at that. And then we might use Forest Haze to give it a blue. The drops, and maybe, if I was going with the darkest colour first, and it may be that I dig out some of my other colours as well, because I did want a really dark blue in amongst this as well. It's certainly a really good range of colours that she puts in with these kits. I'm quite impressed with the range. It gives you a lot of choices. So what we're going to do is get a little stick and we're going to start drizzling onto the clear. And you can see how thick this resin is, and that does make it far easier to do this. Now I might be getting in there and blending this stuff. I don't know yet. I might not. I might just be letting it do its thing because this is rather nice. I do want to get some vases, by the way, and do some decorated vases like this. So I'll be on the lookout for some cheap vases probably soon. I'm thinking maybe go raid the Range. Anybody who lives in a country where there's no shop called the Range, I'm sorry. We're very lucky to have it over here. All sorts of very affordable homewares, and there's a big craft section as well. It is a pretty awesome shop, I have to say. And I wish they had an affiliate scheme because I'd love to be on commission, but I'm not. Right, there's that colour. Like I said, don't forget we've got the bloom drops still to go in yet, and this interference gold. It'll be interesting to see how the bloom drops behave because I might have created a kind of barrier with these colours. So folks, if you want any Apex Quantum and you just want to buy the resin, then head for Just For You Online UK, and I have got a discount code for you because I am an ambassador for their resins. That's down in the information below this video. If you click more, you'll see all sorts of yummy discount codes and links and stuff. The tumbler turner, this was a very cheap one, can't even remember where I got it from. But I will put you the link for that in case anyone needs one. And of course these fabulous colours and this starter kit. If you want the whole starter kit, or any of these colours, then go straight to createandbloomcrafts.com. Again, link down below. Now, if anybody wants to see how these things are done properly, because I am very much learning, this is the only the third time I've done anything like this, then Lou from Create and Bloom herself is quite a master of tumblers, and she does a course, and it's a live workshop. Let's go around with a little bit of gold now. And this is blobbing in places where I'm not doing it very well. I'm sure people could do this a lot more smoothly than me. Right, now I'm going to try and go around the edge with this gold. And the edge does go up and down, which is what I wanted. This is nice. I might be overdoing it now. There's a real difficulty in knowing when to stop, I find, with these. Mind you, I seem to have that problem with a lot of things lately. Bloom drops. I'm not going to use the ones that came with the kit. Let me show you what they look like. This is the Rose Whisper one. And that lovely colour, but I'm going to use different ones. Lou has designed these bottles so that they will look nice on your shelf as well. You could put a little dot of the actual colour on the front if you wanted. So what I want to go in next with is the actual bloom drops, and I've got Deep Water Glow. So these are ones I've actually got out of from my own stash. See how these spread? And then I think I want a green. Have I got a green? Oh, there was green in this kit, wasn't there? Where's Forest Haze? There it is. So this is one of the new ones that came with the kit. What I'm already seeing is that interference gold is having a really funky effect around the edge of the bloom drops. And I think I am going to be getting in here with my hand a little bit. When I say getting in there with my hand, this is what I mean. And then we wanted to try some of that, didn't we? That was the interference. Where's the other? Ah, yes, it was this paste, wasn't it? So we're going to be using that at the end. I think it's like a flourish paste, just more liquid, I think. Lou, if you're watching, could you confirm that, please? Right, now, what I'm going to do is just do a little bit of spreading and hope this looks okay. So I'm going up around this edge and I want it to go up and down a bit. Oops, I've got somewhere I didn't want it. I can wipe that off in a minute. Or I can incorporate it. I could incorporate it, couldn't I? Let's incorporate it. And now we're going to turn this back the other way for a bit. You'll see there's bits where it's clear because I've gone right through the resin onto the glass. That's okay. It's kind of what I wanted. And I wanted this all to be a bit wild and swirly looking. Now, this stuff cures, as I said, pretty quickly. 6 or 7 hours, it's going to be touch dry. However, I'm doing this thing in the morning and I should be christening it. Probably tomorrow morning. No, I'm not having wine in the morning. Tomorrow evening. I'm going to let it really properly cure, so I'm going to leave it, over a day. But I think that's lovely so far. Let's get this stuff on. I'm going to get a clean stick, I think, because what I want to do is just drizzle. Now, I don't know whether you're meant to wait for this to cure or not really. It's just, like I said, this is a new one on me. I do prefer it going away from me. Yes, I think this is more like a liquid version of the flourish paste that Create and Bloom have created. I also like it anyway. Lou, please jump in and elaborate. Hoping actually that Lou will be in the chat on the premiere video for this. That would be really helpful so she can take your questions. I have to say this kit is incredibly good value because it's a lot of very high-end products in a nice kit. And you get an awful lot of colour choices. Those little tiny pots of pigment will go such a long way, I know, because I've got pots of the Create and Bloom pigments that I've barely scratched the surface of, even though I've been using them an awful lot. Now, I may have gone past that point when I should have stopped ages ago. One thing I do know is I don't think I want any glitter on it because I think there's enough sparkle there already. Knowing when to stop is a thing I have a major issue with, as you may have noticed. So all I'm going to do now is use up the last little bits that are in my pots in places where it maybe have gone a bit lighter than I intended. And what I'm seeing is that these colours are starting to blend a bit. They're starting to lace here and there. I think that's it. I think if I go any further, I really will overdo it. The only thing I will add, just because I think it's got lost a little bit, is I wanted a bit more of the forest haze around the top. And again, just go in a little bit with my finger. Just wanted to add a bit more green back in. And then I want my wavy line back round the top, which is a bit messy, but I like it that way. Done. What I will be doing though is top coating. So I will see you for top coating later. But I think that's getting to the point now where it's starting to properly thicken. So I'm just going to leave this for now and I will see you later. Well, I have to say I'm rather pleased with this so far. Obviously, I think I've gone a bit too far as usual. And the glass isn't going to be very see-through. But I'm loving the colours, I'm loving the effects, and it has self-levelled fabulously. Now, I could just go straight in and put the final coat on here, but I did want to try something first. You've probably seen me using some different metallic nail art liners. Now, I've got a gold one, but it looks to me like it's too thick. So I want to just try that, and I've got a funny feeling I'm going to end up using the silver one, which is in a way a pity because I wanted to keep this one quite gold. But let's pop it on a little pot and cure it and see how metallic it stays, because the silver one is incredible. And I don't know whether this is going to do the same thing. This is the one, it's the silver, look at that. The gold just isn't the same. Now I've ordered a different brand here, don't know what this is like yet. Let's have a look at it. From what I can see so far, it's just that blooming silver that's just incredible. Oh, that looks pretty good. Gold looks pretty good in that range. Anyway, let's cure those and we'll have a look and decide what to use, because I want to see how I get on with using that on the turner. Can't find my little torches. I've got little torches everywhere. It's ridiculous, this is. So actually, I'm quite liking the gold. The silver is the shiniest. But I wanted to see the gold that I've put into this isn't very gold, so I do want to go in with some gold. So let's try it. We're just going to turn it on, and I want it going the other way, I think. Oh no, let's go this way. Here we are. Now what I'm going to do is, just because there's a bit of a sudden start in places, I think it's that one and this one. I'm just going to pull it around a bit. There we are. I think I'm going to add a bit of that gorgeous silver. Just have to remember these two are the good ones. Now there's this messy edge. I think I want to do something with the messy edge. This could be tricky because this little turner has only got one speed. I could do with one that's got like a 2-speed really. Could someone recommend to me a good, not too expensive, but a good turner that's got different speeds? Doesn't need to be a double one or anything, it just needs to be one that I can control easier. Because this was a cheap thing and it's great. But yeah, if it did different speeds, so this would go around really slowly, that would be really handy. I just felt like this was a messy edge and I thought this would, or wrongly, I thought this would help. I don't know. So I'm just going to go around and just check a bit of the detail. I don't like quite how there's gone. So let's sort that. Any bits that are too much like a sudden blob? No, I think we're okay. I think that'll do. A little bit there that I think I could just grab and pull a little bit. Right, I'm going to cure this now, so I'm going to put my UV lamp on it a good few minutes so that the UV definitely cures, because I've made a mistake with this silver before. And then we'll probably just come in with our top coat. So I'll see you later. Right, this is well and truly cured now. I have decided that in the resin I'm going to put the tiniest little bit of one of the powders that came with it that I wasn't originally going to use, because I didn't want too much shimmer, but now I do. So this is Mirage Dust. So as you can see, I've only put the tiniest bit because I think I'm already overpowering the colours a bit. Same resin again. I think when I'm making for myself, I'll be using the Fast Cure one for these top coats. But I was keen to try and use mostly the stuff that came with the kit. So here we are. I will be having another go at one of these soon, where I don't use any of the opaque stuff. So it'll just be clear, transparent pigment, and probably the bloom drops, just to see if I can get a freaky stained glass look to it. Right, let's get this mixed up and I'll show you how I top coat. So the first thing to do is, would you believe, sand it slightly, which does seem a bit of a shame when I've just put all those lovely shiny bits in, but all we're doing is taking off a little bit of the surface, only very slightly, just to give it something to key into. Trying not to scratch the grass in the process. Don't forget, this little bit of wet and dry paper, sanding paper, came actually with the kit. So you really are all equipped. So we're just taking that a little bit of the shine off so it'll key in better. That's all. I think you could go further than this. I'm going to go gently because I don't want to lose my gold and silver. So hopefully that will be enough. Alright, we're going to start this turning again. Another paper plate time. There we are. And we're just going to drizzle the resin over again, same as before when we did that base coat, just dolloping it here and there and drizzling and spreading, and I don't know how much we're going to need, but of course we'll spread it all out, so I'll keep a little bit back just in case, but I think that is probably well on the way. That's quite a lot of resin, isn't it? So let's have a go. Now I'm going to try to go up to that silver line and not really much over it, because I'm kind of wanting a nice neat edge there, which is easier said than done. Now I don't think these are ever going to be dishwasher proof, by the way. This resin is food safe, it is very strong, very resistant, very chip proof and all the rest of it. But because it's food safe, you could take it right up to the rim if you want. You can see I'm just going just that tiny bit over just to seal that edge. And here we go, let's do the rest of it. This is fun. First time I did this, I just did it all just with one finger, or tried to. Or actually getting your hand in there. I refrained from doing that initially because I'm a bit weird. I don't like getting my hands wet or dirty. I talked to myself about this and I thought, stupid woman, you're wearing gloves. What's your problem? That little bit of sparkle is just right. And I think I've got enough there, and it is coating all over. I might do a second coat later. You can if you want. I mean, you might find you don't need to coat at all like this. Just kind of depends how your designs go working, really, and what you want to do. Just make sure you've gone all over. Now, it's going to look lumpy. Don't forget it will self-level, and we are going to be turning the little machine so it turns it the other way as well. Isn't that nice? That's a lovely finish. I'm just going to put a little bit more, and then I'm going to find something to put the rest of this into. Obviously, you can't really go putting it into molds of any depth, but I do want to see whether a coaster mould depth I can get away with, because this stuff is food safe. I think that will open up a lot of options. Right, we've definitely got a good coat all over that. Now what I'm going to do is come back in half an hour or so, just to make sure that there's no fisheye bits opened up. So I will see you later. Here we go, I've just taken it off the turner. The lighting in here is a bit crazy, but I wanted to show it you like this. So excuse all my camera equipment in the background. Just wanted to show you the sun coming through it. So let's bring it down to my normal view. There we are. Really pleased with that because it is a bit see-through where I wanted it to be. It's all swirly and patterny and beautiful. Love it. So Create and Bloom. Big thumbs up for your starter kit. Fabulous. I'm glad I invested in that. Hope my demonstration has done it justice. Let me know if you've got any questions. I will endeavour to answer them all. If not, I shall point you to Lou at Create and Bloom, who I know is very, very quick at answering questions for you. But honestly, that was easy. And the stuff that comes in that little kit, I bet there's enough resin to do, I don't know, 2 or 3 tumblers easily. I don't know exactly, but I know I use quite a lot of resin here out of them, and I've still got a load left. And of course you get the bottles of bloom drops, which are a proper multimedia product that you can use for other things as well. And you get all the sparkles and the colours, and honestly, it'll go an awful long way. And of course, if you run out of resin, all you've got to do is order some more, because you can get it in really big bottles as well if you really want a load. If you like this video, do let me know if there's any other products or starter kits you want me to review, because I'm a big believer in starter kits. And thank you to those who subscribe. Don't forget, subscribing is free. The button's down here somewhere. Just click things. I'll see you for the next one. Bye.